Souls. I am Valeria Maritza at Healing Through You. I am an infinite being of light, and so are you. Oh my goodness, I have been on a roll this last couple of podcasts talking all about feeling your feelings, allowing yourself to express yourself, releasing fear, tuning into the feelings that we have been taught are shouldn't be going into it because it's not nice or it's not proper or polite or whatever. And here's one more about that. So you know that thing that scares you that you have been avoiding. That is the door to getting what you want. That's the work you're being shown to do. That's the way out of you feeling stuck. The messages come in all different forms, but the ones that keep showing up and we keep avoiding are truly the gems in our path. We always know what to do, what we want, and what we don't want. Even when you're feeling completely lost and you're asking every single person around you, and even the ones that you don't really like, you go and ask them because you're not receiving the answer that you really want. Even when you're doing that, you know the answer. You have the answer within you. It's just that you don't like what it says. You don't like the answer, so you choose not to listen to it. You choose to go somewhere else and ask somebody else for their opinion. Maybe they will tell you what you want to hear. This is the only reason that we outsource our power. Have you found yourself doing this? I do live card readings in my community, for my community, every week, and I love doing it. I love doing it. And a lot of times, the message, because I have so many amazing healers and friends who are already awoken and doing the work and doing the stuff, so many times when I pull a card for them, the card says, "You know the answer to that." And I laugh because it's like, yes, it's the reminder of not giving your power away, of listening to what you are receiving. We all are living a human experience in our human bodies. And so we all really love to hear that confirmation. And I'm included in there. I love getting my cards read or someone else reading me because it just gives you the confirmation of what we already know. Because it's really difficult to get out of that matrix, of that way that you have been taught that this is the way it is, when really it isn't. And so when we're doing the work and you are tuning into the messages, to all the realms, to hearing and knowing the best things that are for you, you're hearing what you should be doing or you could be doing to make your life better and easier, to receive the things that you have been asking for, we tend to doubt them all the time or question it. I'm included. And everyone that I know of does this as well. They could be like really popular or really successful, and yet at the end of the day, they are just like you and me. We're humans living, well, we're souls living in a human experience in a human body. And that comes, being in a body, it comes with a brain, it comes with an ego, and it comes with thinking and questioning ourselves, and it comes with all of the programming that we have been gathering since we were little and being taught, and what society tells us is right, all of those things, right? Yet every single person that I have worked with knows already. And my job comes in the form of seeing them, hearing them, reassuring them, being the mirror that they need so that they can remember and gain the confidence that they have been looking for, and understand and realize that yes, those are the messages. That yes, that thing that you thought about, that wasn't you thinking about it, that was your message, right? And all of these things, synchronicities, things that we see, things that appear for us, the right person at the right time, all of those things, that's the universe working for you. And it really comes down to that. When I worked with someone in my journey, I also knew it. right? So what happened? I went to the person. I said, hey, this is what I think. This is what I feel. What was I thinking? I was thinking and feeling that I had this crazy idea that I could maybe help people. And I was like saying it really low, like kind of like, I don't really want to say this because I'm so embarrassed by it. I am so embarrassed that I have this thought. The thought was that I could help people heal with my hands. And so I finally told her because, I felt safe in her presence. I felt, there was, who else am I going to tell this to? There's no one else. But this is the work. So I told her. And she confirmed it. And I was like, what? You mean I haven't been making this up all of my life? No, you haven't. And I'm telling you right now, it's the same thing for you. Whatever it is that you think you can do is. Why? Because you wouldn't have been given that thought, that idea, that feeling if it wasn't true for you. And this is where we are so unique, right? All different. You see thousands of healers, thousands of Akashic Records readers or light language healers or whatever genre you want. Yeah, you see so many of them, and you know what? They're all different because they all have their own imprint, and so they all have a very specific way of helping you or helping others, right? And that includes you. You also have this, and then people are like, oh, there's so many, and we begin to compare ourselves. Oh, that person can do it, but I can't. Oh, that person has that gift and I only have this other one. I wish I had that. No, 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 no. Stop right there. You are a divine being of light with unique gifts for you. No one else in the entire universe has the same exact gifts that you have. No one else can help people heal the way that you can. Even if you're listening to this and you're thinking that you're not a healer and that you're just spiritual and you're just, trying to work on yourself, that thing that you're doing is healing others. You ever been somewhere and people just come to you and are drawn to you and speak to you? And they just tell you their deepest secrets? Why? Why is that? Because you are the healer. You are there to hold space for them, to make them feel safe and secure, and they're able to express what they can't express with anyone else. And by doing that, by them saying this out loud, they're healing. And therefore, you are the healer. Do you see? You don't have to be the healer that's like, oh, with all of this woo-woo stuff. If you don't want to be, understand that you have always been. That your gift, your unique gift, is doing these things for others, right? And we're all different, but we all have this. We all have our own gifts. So no one I have ever worked with didn't know what it was that they could do, what they were meant to be. No one. Everyone knows. Because when I say it to them, it resonates. And then they start to remember, oh, I had this thought or idea when I was 5 years old, whatever it is, right? Whatever memory me telling it to them evokes in them. What does that say? They knew, they just have forgotten. They have forgotten by the conditions that they had been given by the adults in their families, right? Everyone has had these connections and messages and the knowing. Everyone. It is just the fear of believing in them and the fear of feeling unworthy of receiving these messages that keeps us from using them and leaning into them. The first time I saw the face of Jesus in meditation, I freaked out and I got myself out of meditation and I started laughing because that couldn't be, right? Why would Jesus show himself to me? I don't even go to church. That was my thought. Thank goodness I was still in the container working with my mentor where I was able to tell this experience, and it was being able, and they were able to confirm to me that, yeah, it is the energy of Jesus that showed themselves to me, to because they are one of my guides. What? I'm not deserving of that. I am not deserving of that. And what did they say? No, no, you are deserving because you are one of us. Me? Yes, you. And you know what? You too. It's not just me. We are all divine beings of light. We are all part of the divine. We are all part of that. So I have a lot of people who feel like, what are you saying? That we're like God? Yes and no at the same time. We are all part of it. We are all a drop of the divine being of light. And together we are the entire divine light. Does that make sense? It's like a drop in the ocean. Every single one of us is a different drop that makes the whole ocean. Does that make sense? Is that a good way of seeing it for yourself? Allow yourself to understand and believe that yes, you are. We have been so conditioned and separated, especially by religion, any religion that separates the individual from the divine, that a lot of people who are awakening have this exact issue, that they cannot see themselves as the divine being of light that they are, because I'm not worth it. I'm not worthy. That is just not enough. I'm not enough to be that. This is the feeling that we get, right? And this is where that feeling of I I must be making this up. This cannot be true. It just can't be. These are the things, right? Who am I to be connecting with the divine? Who am I to know what I know? Who am I to be receiving these messages from the divine or from a specific figure that you know, such as Jesus or God themselves or the angels? Who am I? No, that's just for the special lucky people, maybe. Maybe you're saying that and you're putting yourself down because of the feeling of unworthiness. But we're actually not separate at all. We are part of it. The angels have said this to me themselves in meditation, in automatic writing. They are in awe of the work that we are doing here on earth. We humans, we souls who have decided to incarnate in a human body to come and do the work here. Because did you know that the angels have never been a person? Guardian angels, guardian angels are have always been angels, right? Oops. And we're talking about, let me just turn that Facebook thing off so I don't get any blings going on again in the middle of my podcasting here. Um, Angels have always been angels, so they haven't incarnated. Spirit guys, that's different. Spirit guys have been incarnated on earth as a human before, maybe many times, maybe just one time, it doesn't matter, but they have had that experience that you and I are having right now, the experience of living in a three-dimensional body with all of the density and restrictions that come with being in a body, right? Because when you are in soul mode, you can go from here to there in a millisecond, right? You can travel anywhere in the universe. You know things from the point of view of pure love without judging, without pointing the finger, and understanding things at a level that right now you believe only God understands, right? Like, so for example, when you see atrocities happening in the world and people are like, oh, where is God in there? You know, some people get mad at God and they're like, where is God? Or why would God do that? And then some people turn against it and they're like, okay, this was like such a terrible thing. I no longer believe in God. This happens all the time, right? When you're in the soul looking at the earth from the soul level, you understand all of these things that we as humans cannot. You see the bigger picture. You see the good that comes from every bad thing. And being here on earth is very difficult to do that. But from the soul level, you can do that and you can see that. This is why it's so difficult to be in a human body, because you don't understand half the things, or I should say more than half the things. But that's how it goes, right? So that is my message for today. It's a little extra for you guys, little extra here. Wanted to come and express this because it just downloaded earlier, and I hope that it is helpful for you. I hope that it is very helpful. Face your shadows, face the things that you are feeling that you don't want to do. If you're getting the answer and you're not listening and you're still looking for the answer on someone else, it's because you don't like it. Like for me, for example, I give you my example. I have been listening, hearing my angels and my guys tell me I need to move my body more. And I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Of course, I know that has to do with everything. I just spoke about this in my last podcast, but it has to do with moving the energies within your body, right? But I didn't like that question or that answer. I didn't like that message. I didn't like it because I didn't want to move. I was quite comfortable sitting and doing all the work from a sitting position. So I didn't want to move. So no, I'm not going to listen to that, right? This is resistance. That's the human resistance. You hear it and then you convince yourself of like, that couldn't possibly have anything to do with what I want to do. That couldn't possibly be related to anything that I'm trying to work on. It couldn't possibly have anything to do, so I'm not doing it. Why am I even hearing it, right? And yet, every time I got a reading from someone, what do you think came up? Yes, that, move your body. Yeah, right? Right? It keeps coming up until what happens? Until you either get sick or hurt yourself because you haven't been moving your body, you haven't listened to the message, or you finally realize and decide to start listening and moving your body, right? If that was your message, that's my message. I am moving my body. I'm just letting you know. I'm talking from experience here of what I'm going through, so that I can relate the experiences to you, and maybe you can see yourself in me, and it will help you. All right, guys, with that, I'm going to let you go. I love you so much, and I will talk to you soon. Please like, share, and rate this podcast if you can. If you rate it and you take a screenshot of it and send it to me, I will do a 10-minute private reading for you that I will send to you via voice message. Okay? Thank you so much in advance. I love you and have a great weekend. Bye.